I'm Jason Nunez, and let's queer up the worldview. India's Transgender Rights Amendment sparks nationwide protests and raises global concerns. The largest democracy in the world is drawing sharp criticism from activists, opposition leaders, and global human rights groups for its latest amendment to transgender rights law. There are growing concerns over identity, dignity, and state control. India's parliament recently passed the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Amendment Bill 2026, and it has received presidential assent, making it law. The legislation changes how transgender people are legally recognized, removing the right to self-identify, which was upheld by India's Supreme Court in its landmark 2014 ruling. The government says the move will help better target welfare benefits and protect those facing extreme and oppressive discrimination. But critics argue the law narrows the definition of transgender identity and introduces mandatory certification through medical boards and district authorities. Activists warn this could exclude many, including non-binary and gender-fluid individuals, while increasing bureaucracy and surveillance. Trans activists and the first transgender person from the Asia-Pacific region to address the UN General Assembly, Laxmi Narayan Tripathi, has challenged the constitutional validity of the act for disregarding trans identity as a, quote, authentic human identity freely chosen, end quote. International watchdog Amnesty International called the law a serious setback for human rights, warning it deepens state intrusion and shifts identity from personal autonomy to state control. The amendment also raises privacy concerns, allowing sensitive medical data to be shared with authorities. Legal experts and a Supreme Court-appointed panel have cautioned the law may conflict with constitutional protections. On one hand, the queer community of India witnessed Dr. Menaka Guruswamy getting elected as the first openly queer person to serve as a member of the Parliament of India. It saw an openly gay politician, Anish Gawande, gaining popularity, and it saw the rise of trans celebrities in the entertainment industry. Where the Indian society seems to be taking steps toward inclusivity and acceptance, the country's parliament has passed a discriminatory bill, despite clear objections from a Supreme Court-appointed committee. The nation appears to be taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Our team in India is keeping a close eye on the latest developments in this story.
Where do you begin?
Where do you begin? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's so regressive.
Right.
And to try and overrule something that has already been precedent. Oh wait, that's everything in the U.S. lately. 2014.
12 years, right?
Why are you going to resurface something like that?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, just for it to be so negative. Like, if you're going to resurface, enhance it. Don't try to override it.
Narendra Modi, the leader of India, is very much a right-winger, very much in the vein of Donald Trump. And in order for these countries, these foreign countries, to do business with the United States, I believe it was the State Department put out directives that said that you have to come more in line with the way that we view things.
You got to kiss the ring, basically, so you can.
This might be their way of currying favor with the United States.
That sounds about right.
And it's awful because it does increase surveillance. It does, create more barriers and hurdles. They have a whole caste system there. There's going to be people that are at the lower end of the caste system that might not be able to access certain gender affirming doctors that will certify their gender for them. So it's a terrible situation that they're in.
Well, and I think a couple months ago or a couple years ago, Greg, you tell me if I'm wrong, we were telling a story about positivity about over there in India and that they were, they were laying the way. And I was like, wow, look at us so behind, right? And then in a moment's notice, that could be taken away.
Well,
just because you got to kiss the ring and be part of the Trump crew.
Yeah. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And yet it's another place where trans safe spaces are disappearing.
Yeah.
It's like, where do you go? Where will you go?
But you want to erase trans folks. They're not going to go anywhere. They are still trans. They are still who they are.
Right.
No matter what. Again, the boldest and most courageous people you will ever meet, that's not going to stop them from being who they are. And it don't matter what country they're in. That's just something that burns inside them. I will be who I am and you will not stop me. You can't say you support people while also requiring a government committee to approve their identity. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
A medical board.
They're just going to live in shittier conditions, you know, in their country. They're going to still be who they are. They're just not going to have any of the legal protections that they once somewhat enjoyed. So it's terrible.
Wow. Well,
like Rosie said the other night, you know, when she had the Trans Day Visibility, she was talking about they can erase us, they can kill us all, but guess what? We will come back.
That's right.
Because it's part of nature. It's part of, you know, life. It's part of the evolution of humanity, right? So.
Wow. Well, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.